Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We are flying the Captain Sim 727-200 freighter version, and we're flying for Canadian Xpress cargo. And we are here at Daytona International Airport, flying to London, Ontario. So a pretty short hop, and but it's gonna be a nice kind of flight to just test the 727 out a bit. There's been quite a bit of updates since the last time I showcased this on my channel. My friend Nicholas has been updating it and upgrading it quite a bit. There's a Siva ins now. Not sure if it will work though, but I'll try to set it up, and if it doesn't we'll do VOR. So we won't do the ADC stuff until we know if that Siva ins work, because that will change of course our flight plan quite a bit. But yeah, as you can see, we have a PBR'd freighter version as well. Looks pretty good. I mean, it's an old aircraft, so considering how long ago, I mean, and it was created for FSX, right? But taking that into account, it's still great to see it functioning and you know, being flown. I never thought I would fly this aircraft in P3D version 5, but crazily enough, someone decided to update it. Of course, there's a nice version for X-Plane 11 with FlyJSim, and then I think the one from Microsoft Flight Sim is pretty good as well. So if this would have been maybe 2 years ago, I think this would have been getting a lot more attention. Maybe not as much. I think FlyJSim still existed back then, but yeah, this would definitely have turned some heads before the Microsoft Flight Sim version was released. Not by Captain Sim, of course, but by those. Is it FSS? I think so, right? But yeah, it looks pretty good. The lovely engines there at the back, tail engines. You even have, I think, I'm not sure if well, I didn't fly the freighter version the last time, but you have the load manager, right? So you can show that, you can even move it. We're not going to use that because we have the GSX, but it's a pretty good tool if you don't have GSX, and you know, maybe you can even use it with GSX together, right? In case you like that one more. But yeah, enough talking. There's quite a bit of traffic. No other cargo planes here with us, but that's okay. Let's get inside. Can we walk on top of these, or do we? Yeah, look at that. This is so cool with the chase plane. I think we fall down though if we go. Yeah, so almost. But let me change the view. So the outside, I have some nice views set up. I think it's the same ones as I have for this normal 727-200. Let's close that door, we don't need that open. I think this is the cargo area of the Daytona airport, whilst we have the normal terminal here close by. I don't often go to this airport, but you know, sometimes. It's a paver one. I tweaked it a bit, so it's a bit uglier looking in terms of the terrain, but that's just to get it to not have any problems with autogen surrounding the airport and to make it better fit into the surroundings. So, you know, a bit of a minus, but at least I prefer that compared to not having it fit in. I think it looks ugly when you're landing at an airport and it totally stands out. Let's have a look here. Push to reset. Yeah, that's down. Okay, let's maybe start just making sure we get the external power so we can get the Siva ins, and hopefully it will work. So I'll press the external power on the 2D panel. And let me check, what's this V1? Oh, that's cool. He has the V1 gauge also now. And we have battery on already, but what we do want is the external power. And does it make any difference if we're doing ground service or on? Okay, let's do ground service, maybe that will work. Yeah, there we go with that. Okay, so it does seem to be working. That's good. Let me see, AC generator drive. Okay, that's if you want to disconnect those. We don't want to do that. I don't think there's anything else we can do with the external power. I think that's what we want to do. One thing I will do though is I'll update my flight plan. I was gonna fly this a bit earlier today, but then life came in between, so we're just gonna have to generate the flight again, you know, if there's been any changes. And I'm now generating the non-VR one, so we might have to tweak a bit if we don't get the CYXU up and running. Or I guess technically we could do, let me do it into a VR flight plan, because we can always, you know, change, you know, the CYXU can still be flown on VR, so we can just put the specific let me just check if we can change that somehow. Route finder, standard route, VR only, find a route, and now we found a route. I think it was fairly similar actually. Let me just load it here on my external EFB. Yeah, we're flying ROD, FBC, CYXU, and then direct. Yeah, that's very similar to what I already had. Some minor changes. I'm just going to check that we get the latitudes and longitudes for the waypoints. We have ROD, we have the top of climb, we're going to put that in. Then we have the flag city one, we're going to put that in. Top of descent, and then we'll put the London VR CYXU, or I guess we can put the airport itself. They're quite close. Before we start putting that in, we should just put in the data. We want to keep the fuels at the same level since it's such a short flight, and we want fuel almost at 19,000, not quite. I think to get something around that we need to do like 23 here, 55 here, something like that. Now we're at 19.5. I'm pretty close. We can decrease these ones a tiny bit, and then the gross weight we want to be at 148.2, so we want to decrease these ones quite a bit. Now we're at 147, so maybe we can increase some of them a bit here in the middle. Now at 148.2, which is maybe a bit lower, but that should be fine. So these fuel pumps are pretty much aligned. Let me have a look here. Is there anything else we need to connect? I don't think so. So I think the key is we can do the CYXU here. So here we have it. I think we also need to switch here from nav to GPS then to get it working. But let's start it first, I would say. You can put in a flight plan and have it kind of loaded, and then you can read it, but we'll not do that. We'll move it and put it into standby. And what we'll then do is go to the position one and just double check if that one is correct. And I think let's put it in just to make sure. I think it was correct though. 39539er. We'll insert that, and then we'll do west 84. Let me check. So we get 84136. Insert, and then I guess that's, we don't need to do anything. I mean, if we have that inserted, we can start the alignment process, and which we'll see here, right? It will go down. The thing I've had in the past, I don't see the green lights right here for the INS up. I'm not sure you need to see that, but oh well. But the thing I've had before, it gets stuck at 65. So let's see. I'm actually gonna check. Yeah, nothing on Discord. I'll close it though, so we don't. Because I was chatting a bit with Nicholas earlier just to see if there's anything I was doing wrong. But okay, we can do the waypoints while we wait. And let's see if it helps or not. We'll do north 40173, insert, and then west 8402. Let me just check. Got a message here, 1 second. .6, insert, and number 2. And wait a second, I'm just gonna quickly pause the recording. I need to help the wife. But hopefully that will mean that the alignment has gone further. Let's see, assuming it works. So be right back. Okay, back. Quick, let's see, we did waypoint 1. That was the Rosewood VR. And now we're doing the top of cruise one, just to put in a bit of extra ones. Wouldn't normally do it. 40505, and then insert, and then it's west 483, insert. We're doing waypoint 3, that's Flag City, so we're doing north 47. Oh no, sorry. Let me see if I can. Okay, so let's do it again. We will do north 40573, insert, west 8345, and then let me see, 83454, insert. Okay, that's Flag City. Then we want to do the top of descent, north 4158. After 58, it's 5, insert, west 8230. 8230, 6. Insert, and then the final one. And let's do the VR one, because that's the one we have. So that's gonna be 4302 02 at 3. Insert, and then west 8108 8108 at 8108 at 9. Insert. So there we go, we have the different ones. Let's check this one. We're still at 75 though. That's not a good sign. Not at all actually. Let's do check our. I'm gonna import the flight plan to from SimBrief into Pilot 2DC. I will check. There's to be no errors at least. But it could be that it won't work. It's always a bit of a risk with with these kind of modifications. I've gotten it down to 65 before. Now we seem to be stuck at 75. But okay, let's not focus on that too much. What we can do whilst we wait, just check no smoking, fasten seatbelt signs. The beacon shouldn't be on yet. We can check these ones. Yeah, that works. What about the wipers? They seem to work. They don't really go the full. If you do the quickest one, they just kind of get stuck up there. Interesting. We'll park those. And let me see, is there anything else? Potentially one issue with the Siva ins could be that if you should like just load it. Now it's down to 65. So that's at least a bonus. The question is, will it go lower than that? If it doesn't, we need to be prepared that we are going to Rosewood, which is 1175. I'll show you here our journey. So 1175 with a track of 28. So we can put that in. Track of 28. So we're going north. 28. 1175. And let's see if we have it selected. Now we have 117. Oh yeah, I think that this was the problem, right? We couldn't 117. Or no, actually it worked. We can have it. That's good. But yeah, would be nice to get the Sivains though. Still stuck though. If it doesn't go below 0.65, then I will get worried. Let's test the lights. That works. That's very nice to see. What about? Did we get these thingamabob set up? Let me see. Shift 8. Doesn't look like we're getting anything. So that's still something to work on with the weather radar. We have that test. We have the fire test here. We have the bell cutout. Yeah, the fire test seems to work. So that's good. And now it should also have the synchro thing. So let's see if I can get that to function. Still stuck at 0.65. So soon we'll have to probably give up on the ins. Whilst we wait though, we can start the boarding. I don't think it will take too long, hopefully. No need to attach the pushback tug. We can also set up the flight in the ACAR system. KDAY to CYXU. Alternate being, let's have a look here. Alternate being Toronto, right? We're flying up to an altitude of 29,000. We're flying the 727. This one, it must be right. And we're flying with which registration? Yeah, this one. Did this one have a payware option? No. We're flying online. Enter cargo weight. Not sure if that's supposed to be in pounds or not, but I'm gonna assume pounds. And then the flight plan, we can enter this here. KDAY, 24 right, direct rod, direct FBC, direct XU, direct CYXU, 33. Good. I think this should be fine. But yeah, really no payware option. That's interesting. But okay, that's fine. It should work. Okay, we're starting log, connected. Let's have a look at this again. Yeah, look at that, it's going down. God damn. Good news. I need to tell my buddy that it's it's working actually. Good. So we can hopefully use the INS, but we'll know soon enough. I'll close the Discord. Happy days, very happy days. So nav is ready. We're getting that cargo. Let me show you the interior viewpoint. Some are a bit weird, but we have some nice ones. So this one you can see. Maybe we'll change it to this actually. Where did chase plane? Okay, maybe if we don't need chase plane, we don't need it for now. It seems to be minimized. I'm just afraid that we'll get the bug, right, where it kind of gets choppy, but until that happens, we'll be fine. I'm not gonna change any views. Don't wanna mess it up. It's very nice not having to have it open. Okay, let me see. Oh yeah, and here we can see the baggage or the cargo being loaded. We can go into this view. And let me just have a look. If we're taking off from 24 right, it's gonna be... Oh yeah, because we're not connected yet. I need to change this. I have to do the UK direct. My last flight, so we need to change. We don't want to fly Walker. We want to fly a Canadian Xpress. And aircraft info. We don't have RNAV GPS, so I'll put that in. We're not going to be flying up to 20 or 37, we're flying up to 29. Not sure why that one was not updated. The flight plan otherwise looks correct, so we'll validate and file it. I'll move this away. But yeah, as you can see, it's not a long flight, right? We'll fly quite close to... No wait, that's Cleveland, right? That's the Cleveland airport. That's Toronto... No, sorry, Toronto. That's Detroit, God. Toronto is up here, right? No, is it? Yeah, it must be here, right? Because here's the airport. Yeah, that's Toronto. Billy Bishop, right? And then you have the main airport here. Yeah. And here's London. And then you have Buffalo. And the Niagara Falls here. Niagara Falls, maybe. Not sure how to pronounce that, but I think it's Niagara Falls. Okay, we'll connect to the sim. Let's check again the INS. Happy days. That's a nice feeling. Very nice. And let me just actually open the manual. I just want to check if there's something we might miss with this Civines. I haven't used it before. It's only 2D. There's nothing in the cockpit. Operations manual.
QNH is 1018. Arriving runway 06 left. Departing runway 24 right, 24 left.
Cox Dayton International Airport information pop-up.
Let me
656 local winds are 336 at 6 knots. Visibility 10 miles. 1,500 scattered. Temperature 9, dew point 1. Current QNH is 1018. Arriving runway 06 left, departing runway 24 right, 24 left. Cox Dayton International Airport information Papa, 656 local winds are 336 at 6 knots.
The one thing I'm wondering about
Visibility
is
10 miles.
the INS nav button.
1500 scattered. Temperature 9, dew point 1. Current QNH is 1018.
Okay, let's put that
Arriving
into
runway
nav mode.
06 left, departing runway 24 right, 24 left.
Let me just
Cox
check.
Dayton International Airport information Papa, 656 local winds are 336 at 6 knots. Visibility 10 miles. 1500 scattered. Temperature 9, dew point 1. Current QNH is 1018. Arriving runway 06 left, departing
Let's see
runway
if this
24
will
right,
work.
24 left.
I hope so.
Cox Dayton International Airport information Papa,
And let me
656
change so
local
we don't
winds.
need to listen to that. Even though it's good information, of course. But yeah, INS nav, is that a specific switch?
Clarence, good afternoon. It's Ameristar 9464 with Yankee.
Ameristar 9464. Where you park at?
South Cargo Ramp Bay 4.
Because the thing I'm wondering is this button, right?
Ameristar 9464, you clear to the 9 departure. South 1, expect radar vectors J45.
Let's put it on once we're up in the air, and then we can check. We'll keep it on position because that will give us some input. But before takeoff, let's remember to do that update. And that's good. We have everything boarded. We'll close all the doors, and then we'll prepare for pushback and departure. Canadian 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance. And let's see if we get that clearance. Oh no, god damn it. I remembered because I had to use slew mode, so it disconnected my joystick. But that's fine. We'll use the co-pilot for everything.
Clearance delivery. Canadian 4003 ready to copy.
DLC, we've got Zulu.
Canadian 4003 is cleared to Charlie Yankee X-ray uniform. Fly the day 8 departure then as filed. Expect departure runway 24 right. Climb to 8,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after
KDAY.
departure. Columbus departure on
We're flying the day 8
118.85.
departure,
Squawk 3123.
which I think is quite...
Canadian 4003 is cleared to Charlie Yankee X-ray uniform. Fly the day 8 departure then as filed.
let me check.
Climb
Can
to
we
8,000
flip
feet
this
via the
somehow?
departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure.
Yeah, we
Columbus departure on 118.85.
can. And what's the day 8 departure? Doesn't say, it just says Rosewood. So we're flying away and then we're trying to get to a VOR.
Canadian 4003
That's
readback correct.
not much
QNH is 1018.
information.
Contact Dayton ground on 121.9er. When ready for pushback, enjoy your morning.
Yeah, we're getting a radar vectors.
QNH is 1018.
We're taking off
Ground
from...
on 121.9er. Canadian 4003.
Let me see, which one did they give us? 24 right? That means a heading of 241. Let's wait a bit with this one. 241. Oh look, I can't change the heading bug. So my question is now why that is. Oh, now I can change it. Oh yeah, because I probably used the wrong... Yeah, it's left and right click. Okay, and we're doing 241. So let's get this set to 241.
Ground
out to 2399 4 north with uniform. 2399, let her ground tax stay right in the Echo
241. Good.
737 right.
What else did we get? We got squawk, 8,000 feet. So that's not the squawk, that's the altitude we got. So let's put that in. But in terms of the squawk, we got 3123. 3123.
Just verify with Delta 1254.
It's 1274.
I guess we can put that on. And then let's get the pushback clearance.
Ground. Canadian 4003 ready for pushback and engine start.
Canadian 4003, this
We're
is
going
Dayton
the
ground, go
opposite
ahead.
direction basically with the way we're taking off. Something to keep in mind. Okay, let's go to CYXU charts. The weather looks fine, there's nothing to report on that, so nothing fun at least. So not gonna show you anything in that regard. Everything's looking correct here. Oh yeah, it doesn't work. We need to do the normal pushback call, the one with the engine seems to get
Ground.
stuck.
Canadian 4003 ready for pushback.
Continue pushback.
Canadian 4003, pushback approved.
From this
Pushback
direction.
approved. Canadian 4003.
We wanna do maybe nose left, I think.
Release parking brakes, please.
Oh. But before we do that, I just realized something very important, and that's we need the APU.
Release parking brakes, please.
Would be very problematic otherwise. So let's get that started.
Release parking brakes, please.
And we have that. We can
Release parking brakes,
get
please.
those. We can switch to APU. Same with that one.
Release parking brakes, please.
And considering that, we can disconnect the external power.
Release parking brakes, please.
I think we can keep both of these on, but these ones should be off. I think the packs, right?
Release parking brakes, please.
And we should be ready. We will release the parking brakes.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Hopefully the starting. Let me just see that these are working. They are. We're being pushed back somewhat weirdly, but something is happening. Let's start then. With engine number 2, I guess. Okay, values are increasing, looking good, and that one is on start now. Okay, we have a good engine start. The sound with the APU is crazy loud, that's something I need to check. Maybe I can add a lower one. It could have been that it was very high though, so something to keep in mind. Let's do engine 3. Tachometer is going up. We have the V1 gauge also now incorporated into this one, so that's nice. You can put the data here, right, and get the right speeds. So we have that card available to us. Okay, engine 3 is running. Maybe we should have done the other. Seems like they are doing a bit of a weird pushback. And let's start number 1. We can put these to idle. We'll put this to start, we'll set parking brakes. We'll confirm the good engine start. I think we can close those. Values are looking good. We can put that to idle with the rest of them. Close these ones. Let's see actually with the trim and stuff what we should put that. We need some more information if I'm being honest. Okay. So we have the APU. Now we need the generators. And to do that right, we need to sync them. Let me see. Exactly, that wouldn't work. Yeah, exactly, we need to sync them. And how was that done now again? Let's see now. Synchronize when lights are out. Okay. Let me see now. Oh yeah, I need to check, I think, this one, right, to get them synchronized. So something like that, right? Yeah, those look fine. Okay. Let me see now. The third one was good. Okay, there we go. I think that means they're synchronized now. Victoria. And that means we can actually put on the packs. And shut off the APU so we get the quietness back. Left gear door, APU, nose gear door. Yeah, those are all open. That makes sense. Fuel heat, I don't think we need that. These are all on. I think it's dragging fuel from all of them now, so shouldn't be any issue there. Galley power. All of this is looking correct. Yeah, looking fine. Let me just double check. Yeah, the oxygen switch. Anything with the altitude that we might need to set. This one, for example. I think that makes sense to put it to that. Yeah, that's fine. We can keep it on auto. Oh yeah, then the night light and stuff. And there we have the service interphone, which we won't need now. Okay, most things are looking good. One thing we did forget was the beacon light. We'll put it on now. Same with the runway turn off and taxi lights. Those do need to be tweaked. They look crazy bright, but okay, we'll keep them on for now. What else? On. I think you're supposed to put these window heats on. These are anti-ice switches, so we don't need those. On, so I'm gonna assume that those are on. And we have some rain repellent switches, not sure they do anything though. I think things are looking pretty set up. So let's have our co-pilot ask for the taxi clearance. And let's see what we get.
Ground.
But yeah,
Canadian
so far so good, knock on
4003
wood.
ready to taxi.
The main thing will be to see how the INS thing works. We are supposed to go around 030.
Taxiways Bravo, Foxtrot.
And
Hold
that's
short runways 24 right.
pointing at 241 now.
Runway 24 right. Taxi via taxiways Bravo, Foxtrot. Hold short runways
Because
24
I probably
right.
put the
Canadian
course to the correct one, right?
4003.
Let me check the flight plan. Was it 28, right? I put it. Yeah, 28. Okay, we can do the nav, but let's try the the GPS and the INS nav. That's the one I'm interested in. And let's remember also the the weird autopilot, right? We couldn't use the pitch control if we didn't use the 2D panel, something like that. Okay, V1 gauge. Let's see if I remember how to use this one. We'll put the flaps to, I think it's 15 with this bird.
Taxi short at Lima with uniform.
Okay, flaps 15. No, we don't want to go higher.
Lima 1 to 9 left.
Stab trim. Takeoff trim 7-4. Required 181. Now we're at 106. How can it know what we are at? Oh yeah, it knows. Yeah, okay. It knows the thrust. It doesn't know the knob here. But that's fine. We'll live with that. 181. I might do some things wrong, takeoff, etc. But let's try. I'll try my best to get it right. Okay, we have these. I don't think we can put these in here. Can we move these maybe though? That's the VRF. But 125 and 143. Let's try and remember that. Let's check the altimeter. It's 3005. And let's actually update that because I think I had it on Europe settings. So we will get the US one. 3005. Let's get that set here. I think that changed it on all of them. And yeah, looking good apart from these lights. I'm gonna assume it's the runway turn of ones. Yeah, it's the both of them. But okay, let's keep them on. I'm gonna guess the landing lights will be equally bad. It can be fixed, I just haven't bothered as of yet. But okay, trim set, flap set, TCAS set. This one did not yet work. The weather radar, unfortunately. Hopefully something else can be put in its place. But here things were, I think, somewhat correctly set up. So let's release the brake. And let's add some thrust. And get moving and see if the INS works. Otherwise we'll fly VR. Okay, we might need a bit of thrust to get moving. But there we go. Things are happening now. And we'll turn here. Do a pretty sharp turn.
you hear that? Hold short of mic 2 on mic. American
Now let's check the taxi route. Okay, so it's gonna be very easy. It's gonna be left and then right all the way to the end and then left. Okay. It taxis very well actually, better than the later Captain Sim renditions, such as the 767, etc. So that's interesting actually. Not sure how they were able to get better taxiing, but I mean Captain Sim was pretty reputable at the time these 727 and the 707 was released. They just kind of, well, they didn't stagnate because they did a pretty good 767 and 757 and 737, but they kind of just yeah, after that they really dropped the ball.
Canadian 4003 cross
But I think
runway
that was
24 right.
that one of their developers
Cleared to
died
cross runway
actually.
24 right. Canadian 4003.
The funny part is we're not crossing, so I'm not sure why they're giving us, but okay. Thank you. Thank you for nothing. Because we're supposed to turn here according to their... But oh well. Let's write down the VOR ones so I can at least follow them in case everything turns to shit. And I need the pilot to ADC for that. So the first one we're doing is 1175, and I already have this one. Oh, let's stay on the line. That's a 28 course. We're then doing 10820 at a 25 course, and then the last VR point is the CYXU one. That's a 117.20, and we're doing a 51 course on that. Oh, we're once again taxiing a bit sloppy. Okay, we have that on my whiteboard. Have this tiny whiteboard where you can write stuff. It's pretty handy in these cases when you need to write stuff flying VOR, etc. At some point I need to do a long VOR flight. That's been something I wanted to do, but I never had time to do it. It's very sucky in that sense. The modern world. We're more free than we've ever been, but we still have to work so much. Or maybe that's just the case being a lawyer, tax lawyer at that. The work never stops. Okay, and we're turning left on this one, so I'm gonna put on all of these. Check, do we have
Canadian
strobe or something?
4003 contact Dayton Tower on 119.9.
Doesn't seem like it.
Tower on 119.9. Canadian 4003.
Okay, and then we got the tower handover. And we need to have co-pilot. We need to have the co-pilot do all of it. So that's a bit
Tower,
sucky.
Canadian 4003 ready for departure.
Canadian 4003 winds are 336 at 6 knots. Runway 24 right cleared
there's
for
Captain
takeoff,
Sim.
squawk 3123.
Oh, and I need to update the interior of this so it doesn't look so
Runway 24
rustic.
right cleared for takeoff.
Totally forgot about that.
3123 Canadian
3123
4003.
squawking. Yes, we are. And it's 18,000. Let's hope we get a vector. I mean, we're gonna follow the runway heading until we get some vectors, and if we don't get after a while, we are gonna initiate our own turn to 030, and then we'll put on the INS. And talking about that, I think it's time to put on this INS now just to make sure we have it and to take off. Hopefully we haven't forgotten anything. I'm trying to think, is there anything that needs to be set up? We have I think this trims, we have I think most of it should be ready. Maybe we can have that on nav localizer.
Connie 19, 20 heavy, traffic.
We do want to have a bit of trim, or a bit of trim no, but a bit of pitch in terms of the flight director, so let's put that on. We're a bit off to the left, or to the right actually with our nose, so we're gonna just align ourselves a bit here with the runway. And then we are gonna try and take off. Okay, let's spool them up and say Geronimo. And actually, let me just... What's going on with the... Why is it back? Ah, it is connected to the INS. Okay, well, at least we know that now. That's nice. Hopefully it works. Okay, let's put in some thrust. 181, right? That's what we're aiming for. We'll do 160. We're gonna release the brakes. And then let's see if this is enough. Okay. We are on our way. With the beautiful 727, one of my favorite aircrafts. Okay, 60 knots checked. 80 knots checked. Nice with the callouts as well. 100 knots checked. And what was it? 125, right? And then 140. Rotate. Let's get that nose up. Are we? Yeah, we are climbing. Positive rate of climb. Getting that gear up. Yeah, we're having a lot of pitch up. I need to trim this down quite a bit. Yeah, now it should be a bit easier. The gear is up. Let's try to level it a bit so we can get the... But yeah, things are looking pretty good. Let's get the taxi and the runway turn-off lights off. And we're gonna aim to go to flap 0. Okay, we're still climbing, still looking pretty good.
Flaps up. Slats retract.
Still nothing from them, so I think it's time to check if we can...
Canadian 4003 contact Columbus departure on 118.85.
Maybe they'll give us the info now, actually.
Departure on 118.85. Canadian 4003.
But I'll start the turn anyway. I wanna see the INS work, so it's gonna... I'm gonna guess they would vector us.
Departure Canadian 4003. Climbing to 8,000 feet.
Canadian 4003, this is Columbus departure, go ahead.
Okay, we're turning. I guess it's the INS we're trying to follow, if I'm not mistaken.
Canadian 4003, climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
Okay, they're just giving us climb clearances.
Climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
Okay,
Canadian
15,000.
Canadian 4003, contact Indianapolis Center on 135.12.
Okay, let's put that on. And what we want to check...
Center on
We wanna put
135.12. Canadian 4003.
Yeah, okay, let's put that on.
Canadian
Heading 045. Canadian 4003. Center Canadian 4003. Climbing to 15,000 feet.
Let's get it climbing and fast.
Canadian 4003, this is Indianapolis Center.
Maybe that was the altitude hold one actually playing.
250 knots or less.
Oh, we don't want to have the turn.
Wilco, Canadian 4003.
Okay, now we are turning. Okay, let's see. We are supposed to be flying now with the GPS, aka the INS. So hopefully it's working. We don't have any flaps. Let me see if this is working. No, it doesn't say any vertical. Hard to know in that case. Oh, but we need to. Yeah, we need to lower the thrust quite a bit. That should help us also maintain. Yeah, so a bit of failures here, but I'm mostly interested in seeing the INS actually.
Canadian
So.
4003 expedite speed reduction to 250 knots.
But it looks like we are going for
Wilco,
rod, so that's
Canadian
a nice thing to see.
4003.
We are on nav localizer, but we are on the GPS mode, and I think we're using this. I hope at least. I mean, one way to check would be to just mess up the. Yeah, look at that. We're still following it. So even if we have the VR one, does that disappear? Yeah, now if we remove that, we don't have the info. So it's pretty good to have the info still, since we're flying the VRs. Okay, let's add a bit of thrust. Let's climb a bit more. We want to get up to, what was it, 15,000? But they're gonna give us higher and higher up till, what was it, 27 or 29? 29? Yeah, 29. So I'm already gonna set this to 29. So we are ready. And I'm gonna add a bit more thrust. And I'm gonna check the outside. Yeah, looking pretty nice. Maybe we can get a nice view or a nice thumbnail from this. Let's see, I don't want that below thing to show. Or maybe we'll just have to make do with it. Sometimes I don't seem to be able to get rid of it, unfortunately. Okay. But yeah, so far so good actually with the INS. So that's been really nice to see. As we don't have a long flight, according to Pilot ADC, it's only 48 minutes remaining, and it's gonna go down as we climb. We're climbing very slow as well.
Canadian 4003.
Let's turn off the landing lights.
Maintain flight level 210.
210. We can already start
Climb
checking
and maintain flight level 2.
the approach
Canadian
charts
4003
for runway.
navigation.
Let me see. We're landing at
Resume
3-3.
navigation. Canadian 4003.
Wow, no way we can land at 3-3. That's an RNAV one. That's an RNAV one. It's gonna be an ILS one. Question is which one? It's gonna be 15 or 27, I think. And that's around 130, 11, 12, around 200 radio altimeter. Did I forget to turn this on? Because it shouldn't have the red one, right? Where did you turn that on? That's the ground proximity. Let's just have a look. It does look like we are... Okay, we still need to use the... Just gonna trim it down a bit. Maybe a bit more actually. For the pitch, should enable us to do this a bit smoother. Yeah, let me move. A bit weird how the sound changes from there, and then I go here and it's... Yeah, or maybe it's the wind sound. Wow, look at that. That lit it up. all of the lights. That's nice. At least they're working during the day as well. That's always a good thing. Specifically if it gets a bit darker. Let's see. Is there anything I have forgotten here? Do
Canadian
not think so.
4003 contact Indianapolis Center on 120.47.
But not impossible, right?
Center on
It's easy that you forget.
120.47. Canadian
Those are on
4003.
I guess the seatbelt sign doesn't have to be on.
Center Canadian 4003. Climbing to flight level 210.
Canadian 4003 climb and maintain flight level 290.
Let me check now how we are. No, we have
Climb
missed the
and
rod.
maintain flight.
Are we still turning?
Canadian
Is this working?
4003, you are off course. Turn left to heading 005 to return to course.
We
Heading
are on that.
005. Canadian 4003.
It's on auto. Alert. What's the alert? Maybe I missed something. There we go. Nav. Okay, but is that because it's gonna follow the course one? Why didn't it automatically update? That's odd. Maybe the problem was that I went to the GPS one, which was wrong. I should have kept it on the nav one. Let's see how it's thinking now. It is kinda though following it, I mean. So maybe nav was the thing. I was on the wrong one basically. Could also of course be the problem that now we're trying to follow the VOR one and then it's gonna follow the outbound course, so that's also a risk. Let me lower our climbing speed or climbing rate. Maybe a bit more. Yeah, because it does seem like it's trying to catch the... Because what if I now change it? It still seems to follow. Let me change it back. Okay, now it's active. The next one we're going to is the 108.20 though. So let me see, 108.20, and that's gonna be a 25. Course of 25. So let's put that data in. But yeah, not sure. Maybe that problem was I went with the GPS one.
Canadian 4003 contact Indianapolis
Let's see how much
Center
we
on
have left.
128.07.
36 minutes. We're still climbing a bit
Center
too
on
fast, or a bit too,
128.07. Canadian
a
4003.
bit too steeply, I would say. But yeah,
Center
so
Canadian
far
4003.
so
Climbing to flight
good.
level 290.
Question is if
Canadian
I misunderstood the
4003
INS.
is Indianapolis Center, go ahead.
I guess it depends on how you have kind of integrated it, right? That's the main thing. But it seems like we are climbing, so that's good. We don't have the alert anymore, so I guess that's a good sign.
Canadian 4003 resume navigation.
Resume navigation.
Here's the question. Is it now gonna
Canadian 4003.
get back, or how is it gonna fly? AK, are we following the VR one or are we flying the INF one? I'm not certain actually. What about hydraulics, by the way? Is there any specific things you need to do in that regard? Hydraulic systems, they seem to be on. Engine vibrations, ground tests, smoke detection, auto pack trip, cutout switch. Okay, we're now turning, and I can see the heading turning as well. And that tells me... Let me check now. If I remove the VR, what does it do? So now we're not flying the VR anymore. We're flying the INS. Maybe, actually, now I realize something. Maybe the thing is we want to keep it in the manual. And actually not maybe even in the manual, we want to keep it in the heading select mode. Now we're talking, that's the thing. The heading select, that's the one. I'm not sure why I didn't think of that earlier, but that makes sense, right? So it's controlling the heading select of the aircraft. Okay, now we can switch back so we can see the VR thing, but we're not following the VR. There we go, heading select, that was the thing. Not sure why I thought it was going to be nav. Heading select makes much more sense when it's like an integrated one. Okay, we're almost at 29,000. We're climbing, but slowly. So far so interesting. Just understanding that it works, seeing it work. I mean, this immediately makes this aircraft even more fun to fly. And look at that, there we have another aircraft. Not sure what it is, but one of these. And you can see a bit of the, but it's very like short, the contrail. I've never understood why they shortened it in these later P3D versions. It does add a lot to the immersion to see those long ones.
Contact Cleveland Center on 135.1.
And now we're gonna fly to the
Center
top
on
of descent and then top of
135.1.
cruise.
Canadian 4003.
And yeah, we can see here, because it's following the heading one, it's trying to get back on this track.
Center Canadian
I think, at least.
4003. Climbing to flight level 290.
And that one is following the Warlock one, but we want to do the
Canadian
heading one.
4003, this is Cleveland Center, go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's the same on both. Oh, and we should have gone to way back. We should have gone to the basic barometric setting. Okay, let's be prepared with altitude hold. There we go. Let's hold altitude. I don't think we had any cruise speed, but I think we can lower our thrust a bit. We don't want to be in the yellow area. We want to be in the green. And since we're no longer climbing, that should be fine. Hopefully. And let's check the INS now, because I think now it's been working quite well. We want to be at 0 with that. From 2 now, so... And that makes sense. And we're going to number 3, number 4, number 5. If I remember correctly, our number 3 is top of descent. So once we reach our next one, and I think we can see it here, distance and time. Is it 77 nautical miles to our top of? Let me just double check. It doesn't seem unreasonable. It's a 63 nautical mile. So yeah, maybe it's a bit later, but that makes sense. Okay. Let's see if we get more input from Pilot ADC though. We still haven't gotten anything in terms of descent or approach, etc. But hopefully we get something soon. Then the question becomes, how do we execute the VR approach? We know how to get the localizer, the question is the glide slope. And I'll try to do it the normal way with the auto glide slope, but let's see if it works. If we see it's not pulling down, we'll just take manual control and do it manually. Because at least it will show up the glide slope.
4003 contact Cleveland Center on 128.62.
But I think with these upgrades, the synchronization, the INS, this could be a fun aircraft to fly.
Canadian 4003.
And do some more flights. It's really coming into its own in the P3D world, and we desperately needed one of these 727s.
Center Canadian
A very fun bird to fly.
Level at flight level 290.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, in this
Canadian 4003
regard, photoreal always beats land class, because it just looks so much nicer to see all these, you know, the fields. And I mean, even though in these areas land class is kind of similar, because it's very basic, but it's, you know, there's just something. It's the variation, right? It's just, and specifically I would say the towns. The towns look so much better with photoreals. I think that's the main one. If they could have fixed how the towns look from above and, you know, the squareness of stuff, then that could have been fine. Are we at 29 or are we 28? No, we are at 29. It's bugged. That. God damn. Interesting. Level flight level 290. And yeah, we're following 51, right? That was the course. Maybe we can put that in, just so it makes sense. But yeah, maybe we can add a bit of thrust. I do feel we are a bit slow. I'm gonna assume the pressure ratio would be above 2, but what do I know? 20 minutes to go. Yeah, we don't want to open the window at this altitude. Can you press anything here? No, we have these eyebrows. Can we open this? Yeah, look at that. We can even open and check the cargo. Things that, you know, some of the more modern ones, you can't even do that in P3D. I think that might have been, in a way, the downfall of the whole P3D lineup, is that, or not the lineup, but I guess the simulator itself and the develop is that, you know, they got kind of, I would say, they got kind of relaxed in a way. They didn't develop anything further. You know, the aircraft got a bit better, but it was like incremental changes, just upgrading for the next sim rendition. It would have been fun though to see P3D version, you know, 8, 9, how far they could have taken the sim. Okay. We're expecting the ILS.
ILS approach to runway 15 with the YXU
Runway 15.
Maintain flight level
YXU transition. What are we talking about
Center
now?
on 127.9.
Oh, but there's no
Canadian
star, so it doesn't matter. Okay,
4003.
IXU transition. So that's gonna be the one that goes direct from the airport. Is there
Center
such a...
Canadian
Can't find it at least.
4003. Level at flight level 290.
Okay, but we're doing runway 15, so we know that.
4003.
200 for the ILS. The localizer is gonna be 1095. Let's put that in writing, because we have the rest of the inputs. Let me just change It's 126 nautical miles to go for the VR. So we have the VR and we're doing the ILS. That's gonna be 1095 with a course of 148, which makes sense since it's runway 15. Good. There we go. We have most of the info we need. Now the question is just, will we get the descent clearance and how fast or how slowly we'll get that. Yeah, look at this. Looking spectacular. At every moment I'm like, I'm gonna delete all my photo reel, open up all that space and go over to, you know, just find the Orbex. Then I see, you know, how beautiful it looks without it, or with the photo reel I guess on top of it, and I just can't. It's just such a better look. It works in some areas, but where I want winter conditions, for example, but I think for the rest of the world, if I'm gonna fly there, I want the photo reel. Or at least very good land class. Such as like the German one, that's pretty good. Norway is fine. It still missed the photo reel though in terms of the clouds. But yeah. Oh well, oh well. Who flies the 727 now though? Do we have any 727 Boeing operators? Commercial operators. Aero Sucre, Air Class Lineas Aeras, IFL Group, US Jet Airlines, Oil Spill Response, Solar Cargo Venezuela, Uniworld Air Cargo, Zero Gravity Corporation. So I guess that's the one that goes
We'll
up
cross
and then...
CYXU VO are at or above 3,000 feet. Altimeter 3000. Canadian 4003
has lost their certificate by Everett Air Cargo. Okay, interesting. Okay, so what did we get now? We'll cross the VR at 3000 feet, altimeter 300. So it's time to start descending. I'm gonna remove the altitude hold. I'm gonna pull back a bit already on the yoke. And I'm gonna put us into a clear descent. Now let's see how clear it will be. Okay, let's pull back even more on the throttle. Push a bit more. Tiny bit. That should do. Now let's throttle back. Let's quickly have a look here at the flight engineer's panel. Fuel wise it's looking good. No crazy imbalance. All the pumps are on, etc. Generators looking good. Even got the synchronization thing to work as it should. Fuel heat. We have icing. Okay, let's put that on. Maybe got a bit cold up here. And I think what we're seeing now is Canada actually. Yeah, we've just crossed, or maybe this is Canada, I'm not sure how these islands are. I'm gonna assume US, they look more to be on the US side, but that's a good question actually. Are they US or Canada? I don't know. Okay, 3000 feet, that was, so let's lower this one quite a bit. I'll do 10,000 first, just so we get a warning for that. Oh, and we're flying really slow actually. How the hell is that possible? We're descending quite a bit. I'll add a bit of thrust. That just seems ridiculous. No way we're that bad at gliding. Could be, of course. But I doubt it. Anything else we need to do? Don't think so. I think the key is now just to continue descending. We have 90 nautical miles to get to 3000 feet. That should be sufficient. We can go quite a bit faster than we're going right now. We should go around 300 knots, to be honest. Let's check sim market again for the nice airports. I'm thinking of getting Louisville or Charlotte from FS Dream Team. Maybe getting Stansted. A bit though. Like, do I need one of those other big ones around London? They are quite, how would you say, boring. They don't have any personality in a way. Luton also one that I might want to get at some point. Depends a bit on what you want to fly. I got the Swiss Milsim, a lot of their lineup. The only one I didn't get was the MK6. But I might have possibly should have gotten that one, but oh well. I still have time. It's only 10 euros. Oh yeah, then I want to get there's a lot of good ones. VF Scenery Studio, but I don't have anything or any photo reel for China yet, so might hold off on that one. They do have sales quite often, but I might get the Taiwan Scenery by Akko Design Studios. Because then I could, because I do have photo reel for Taiwan. Freeware one actually. But yeah, no Flight Tampa yet, no Taxi to Gate, no who else usually has sales? Aerosoft. You know, it's a lot of these same ones that I'm not really buying that off. Just Sim, Tropical Sim. They have good airports, but yeah, Flight Tampa would be the big one. That and Latin VFR, I think. I got London now, the one we're flying to now. On a sale actually, so that was a pretty good purchase, I would say. Maybe we can descend a bit faster, let's see. Not a lot, but just like a minor bit. But yeah, we have ample time. We're in the cloud layer now. It's strange though, like, do we have some sun still? Or is it just... I can't see any sun. Oh, but now it's gone. That was, or maybe there was a bit of sun, then it just disappeared. Now we're beneath the layer. Could have been also if it changed a bit the theme. Okay. Canada. I do wonder how it's looking in terms of... Oh yeah, look, yeah, there's been some change. Yeah, look at that, it's god damn. We could see it and now we can't. The only thing I hate with using the volumetric ones, but they do look very good now during winter, I must say. I haven't had a bad experience with them. So I'm not sure if I've just been lucky, or I haven't been flying high enough with the really ugly cruise setting, or getting the really ugly kind of clouds when you get them overcast and they look like you know, waffles. Still looking good. Closing in on 10,000. Slow in a bit, but I'll increase again a bit the pitch down. I guess if we have someone in the back, maybe it's time to put on the belt. What do we have? His anti-ice, pilot static. Mainly wondering if I'm missing anything. But this one will be red. Is it because we're too high, or maybe there is a setting I missed too? Or maybe not. Maybe that's how it's supposed to show. Okay, we're almost at 10,000. Not quite there, 50 nautical miles. We're maybe a bit high actually. I'm gonna go to idle. That should slow us down rapidly. It's a bit too fast, the reaction. I mean, there's no kind of glide with these kind of descent rate, or it appears that there's no glide, which makes no sense. Let's check the weather at the destination. Broken at 3,400, so it should be fine. But we'll know once we get closer. Hopefully it's fine. What else has happened today? Okay. Oh, we're below, but we're still, okay. That was quick. Let's add, but yeah, it does decelerate maybe a bit too fast, I think. I just have a hard time seeing that this one. Well, maybe, you know, maybe it's, it has that much drag with the 3 engines. The key is to balance it so we don't go faster than 250. We should also change, I think, the altimeter. I think in Canada it's the same system at 18,000, so that should go to 3,000 feet. And since we crossed 10,000 quickly, then let's put these on. But yeah, I was looking, I think Manchester City lost their Premier League game, and then Liverpool lost again. I don't know what's happened to Liverpool this season. It's been brutal. And let me see, YouTube. How did Wrexham do? I've been watching a bit of that show, or I did watch it. A couple of months back. It's a pretty good show. Must have gone good. They seem pretty happy. Let me see, championship. No, 0-0. What a boring game that must have been. And Sheffield, none of the Sheffields played. Oh well. Okay, let's see. 41 nautical miles. We're almost at 3,000 already. I don't know anything about the surrounding area, so I guess technically it could be a bit dangerous to descend too fast. Let's try to. I mean, we're gonna be very low and very soon. Yeah, let's be ready with the altitude hold. We want to switch that on, I think, a bit earlier just to make sure. Let's add a bit of thrust to counteract. At least we'll be, you know, down at the right altitude, but that was a bad bad descent, and I can't think why we were able to descend that quickly, but maybe I'm missing something. Maybe this aircraft is a bit different. But yeah, we had no problem stopping. It was like there was no energy in the aircraft. Basically the engines are doing all of it. Okay, we're gonna add a bit more thrust because we wanna level off a bit. And you can see when we add more thrust, the nose is coming down because it doesn't need to maintain the same attitude or angle of attack to maintain the altitude. Okay, let's see. We don't want to go faster than we're going now. So I'm gonna pull back a bit. Let's see if we can maintain. Something like this should be fine. Okay, 30 nautical miles. We have enough time to prep. The thing is, we're gonna want to go to 109.5, 148. Let's check the ACAR system. Seems reasonable enough. And let's jump out. We're below the cloud layer. Pretty good with the autogen here. It's crazy at some places it seems like you can really nice the place out. Trees and stuff, but then at others, no chance. Not sure though, would there be this many trees here? But maybe. I mean, it looks otherwise pretty flat. But usually there are some trees, right? Okay, 3000 was the next one. For the approach, we are gonna be at 3000, so we don't need to do any more changes. We now basically we're just waiting for the ILS to 1.5er, and I'm actually gonna put that in. So the ILS. With the CYXU transition. I'm just afraid that we're not gonna get any. I'm just gonna check quickly. Do we have any sort of explanation on how to fly this in the... No. But I guess what we'll do is we'll fly it the opposite direction then. So that means not doing 148, but rather doing, let me see, rather flying, wait, actually 148. Flying something 300 something, right? 328. I would assume. Well, let's see. I don't think we can do that one. But if we're flying 328, that's... It'll be something like this. Then we can fly that out and then we'll need to turn. But okay, that makes sense, I guess. 5 minutes to go. So we'll fly over the airport. Hopefully we get vectored. I'm gonna check actually what's their approach. It seems like they have a plan on how to turn us. Or maybe this is what they expect us to do. Doesn't seem unreasonable though. It's a very interesting kind of, it's like a city just here, just like flapped right in the middle here. Is there any... Well, there's a river here at least, so there's probably some historical reason it was placed here. But yeah, tiny one, not as big as London in Europe. Okay, Okay, 17 nautical miles. I'm gonna put on all the lights we have. Might as well be very visible at these low altitudes. Yeah, they didn't want us to be this low, this quick, but that's what we ended up being. We're gonna burn a lot of fuel being this low though. Okay, 15 nautical miles. Let's hope we get the vectoring. Even though we can't trust that 100%. Not with pilot 2ADC, unfortunately. Okay, let's see.
Alaska 1792, 8000, climbing 190.
Okay, let's see. Getting closer. Hey, pretty good autogen here as well. It's weird how it works in some areas pretty nicely. I mean, if I up the quality of the photoreal here, it could actually look half decent. I mean, this is like LOD 14, right? So it looks awful. Going LOD 15 would already be a huge improvement, but it takes a lot more space. It's a future project that I've been thinking of, basically replacing some of the tiles near the airports with a higher LOD. But I just haven't had the time or the feeling for doing that. One thing that we need to be aware of though is we're still flying the INS. And that's fine.
Canadian 4003, you are 8 nautical miles southwest of the airport. Altimeter 3000, after YXU VOR. Cleared for the
Okay, so
ILS
we're
approach
cleared
to
to turn
runway
after
15
it.
with the YXU transition at London Airport.
Okay, let's change some
Altimeter
things.
3000, after YXU VOR.
First off,
Cleared for the ILS approach to runway
let's shut
15
that.
with the YXU transition at London Airport.
Now we're flying
Canadian
with the heading bug.
4003.
Now let's be prepared to turn. It's 5 nautical miles, so it's probably best to start the turn already. Or maybe they want us actually to cross it and then we turn into it. I think that makes sense. Because they said cleared for the ILS approach to runway 15 with the IXU transition. Oh wait, sorry. After IXU VOR, cleared for the ILS approach. That's how they phrased it. And I guess we're flying a bit to the left of it. But that's fine. Okay, let's be ready to use the heading bug. So immediately once we cross the line, we use the bug to around 27, I would say. Okay, let's see. We should soon see it move towards us. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. 1. Because we should just crush through it, basically. 1. Oh yeah, because we have the heading 1, right. No, that shouldn't make a difference. Yeah, we want to keep it. Yeah, that one we can change. Okay, now we're at 000. So we have crossed it, there we go. Turning to 27. Let's fly the outbound. And let's come back in and we'll land at this runway here. But yeah, look, it's very nicely kind of matches here with the photoreal. And the fun part was there just no issues, if I remember correctly, with the 'Cause I did do some testing to see if there's like autogen missing, removing the airport, putting it back in, but it didn't seem to be any. So that's good. Okay, let's see. We are turning now. Technically though, we could fly a bit parallel to it now that I think of it. Because we don't really wanna... Because then we can turn back into it. So actually let's do that. That makes sense. We fly parallel and then we turn back in. And if we're gonna do that, then we need to already switch to 10... 109er, let me see, 109er 5, right? Oh, sorry, 109er 5 with a course of 148. So let's put that. It should be the exact opposite of what we're flying now. And I think we can even turn a bit further away. And let's check how far away the kind of start of the descent point is. It's about 6, 8.2, 9.6 nautical miles from the runway threshold. Okay, and if we cut that in half, the descent will start, or not in half, but so 9.6 minus 3, 6.6. Is that? Well, maybe that's enough. I'm not sure actually. What's the runway altitude? Almost 1,000 actually. That's good to know. Okay, let's turn a bit here. Why can't we see though? Now I'm actually a bit confused. Shouldn't we be able to see how far away we are? So we have 109.5. Huh. I am just to make sure that we are not missing something. 109.5, 148. Okay, it is correct. Let's put in maybe the VR one. What was that? 117. Sorry, we'll use. We'll switch. That was 117.20, right? So we're 12, and we want to be at around. Now maybe we don't want to go too much further. We can maybe start the turn here, I think. And let's change this to 109. And let's start the turn. Let's do it. It's gonna be a pretty sharp one. And we are gonna slow down. Let's do 175, something like that. Hopefully it's sufficient to be... Let's slow down even more. Ooh, such a slow turn. Will it be enough? Maybe we can turn all the way, and then we'll tweak. We may be a bit too fast. Gonna add a bit of thrust. We don't want to go below 200 without flaps. We're gonna have a hard time. Oh, we'll have to keep up pretty high angle of attack. Okay, now we're flying directly towards it, so we need to turn quickly. Quickly. Oh yeah, now the radio altimeter is working, so that's nice. Oh no, we want to turn, because we can already see that. Will we make it though? Let's put the localizer. Come on. Weird, no DME. Something is set up wrong. That's altitude hold. Let's add a bit of thrust. Maybe it's fine to not have any DME, but... I think it might be time to... Yeah, I think we can see that's the localizer, right? Let me put on the auto, the approach mode. Let's start adding some flaps as well.
Extended. Flaps 5.
Flaps 5. And nothing yet popping up here in terms of DME. Maybe there isn't a DME. That seems weird. I'll drop the gear.
Gear down.
Okay, let's see if we can do this. I'll quickly just switch here, see if we get anything. 9. Okay, so we're not there yet in terms of the glide slope. Are we still flying the approach? Let me activate that actually. Approach mode. Okay, we're flying a bit too slow. Do we have everything set? What about the spoiler? It doesn't seem like we can arm that for some reason. Okay, we can see the glide slope coming down. Going flaps 15. And I'll go flaps 20. Okay, let's see. Does it do anything? It is pitching. It is pitching down. Look at that. Look at that. The approach mode is working as it should.
Flaps 25.
That's great to see actually. Okay, let's throttle back. Let's just think about it. Let's say that we're established on final to runway 15.
Center.
Since
Canadian
I managed to remember that.
4003 established on final runway 15.
Gonna throttle back a bit. Can we see the runway
Canadian
yet?
4003, this is Cleveland Center on 127.9er, go
I
ahead.
think so, right? Where's the lights for the runway though? That's a bit crazy. How the hell are you supposed to land here if it's night? Okay, let's go flaps full.
Flaps 30.
Let's take manual control. Now I didn't check, but I think it was like 130 for the VAP speed or whatever you want to call it, the landing ref. Okay, we need to add a bit more thrust. It's looking pretty good. So far it's actually behaved very well, this aircraft. So I'm actually very happy about this, seeing both the SIVA INS working and now the approach mode working as it should. Let me trim it a bit, we're sending maybe a bit too quickly. We have the gear down, everything is set up and ready for the landing. Pretty nice approach. Just here over some trees and a bit of a river, I guess. Still a bit below, but we're getting there. But where's the puppy lights? Am I missing something? Shouldn't there be some? I need to have a look at that. I'm gonna Google that, see if there's any bug or similar that's at play here. Okay, minimums, come on. Continue. Okay, let's see. Okay, gonna continue. Let's see, 100. 40. 10. There we go. Get that nose down. Oh.
Reverse thrust available.
Yeah, look at those. The sounds were working very nicely. Let's brake a bit as well. We don't have any auto brake. Or did we have? No, I don't think so, right? 80 knots. Should have used the spoilers. Totally forgot about that. Maybe good for maintenance purposes that we didn't use the spoilers. Not sure. Let's taxi here. But yeah, super weird. No puppies. That's not often. I need to Google that. There's always something, you know. being off, unfortunately. It just won't work ever.
Thank you, 77 Jazz 95.
Whoa, we didn't get what the hell? That was strange. We didn't get the landing clearance, but okay. I'm gonna close by it. It seems to have bugged out. Can't win them all, can we? Let's start the APU. And let's just taxi here. I'm actually not certain. Is there like a taxi? Let's check the aerodrome. We have a lot of de-icing facilities, but I mean, we don't really have anything for this sort of an aircraft, or for, you know, cargo ops. Potentially if it's lower down here. What's the second apron? Nah. Let's just yeah, where should we go? Maybe we can stop there next to the WestJet one. Potentially it's lower down here, but I can't see any indication that that would be a cargo area. So who knows? I guess this could technically be a cargo area, even though it's not really looking that way. Now it seems like that WestJet is occupying the cargo spot, so maybe we'll just use this one here. Goddamn, WestJet, probably a static aircraft though. It looks a bit too good to be something else. Yeah, there's no 737 AI, so that must be a static one. Let's just stop here then. Yeah, we can turn. So I'll keep them on, or nah, let's turn them off. They're a bit too bright. Even if it would look nice on the landing replay. Now let's just stop here. It's not perfect, but it will do. You can just envision that they use this as an ad hoc solution. But yeah, is there really no kind of I guess this would be for any sort of cargo. Potentially here somewhere. There at the end. What's there? Yeah, that's a de-icing facility. Oh well, no biggie. Let's go to the engineering panel and just get these fixed. APU. Shutting the engines. And I guess the packs can go. Guess we don't need those either. Let's get back to that one. Let's jump through this one quickly, have a look. All the engines are shut down. Okay, let me have a look. Final fuel. Did we have the data for the landing rate? Distance to distance flown. Here, touchdown rate 146. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, good flight. We'll stop the log. We'll save the log, be safe, and we'll send the log. Even though the flight plan, I guess, was different, we We got a bit of a different landing, but I guess this flight plan should be the preliminary or the original one. Please confirm you want to exit XA cars. Yes. Okay, there we go. I think I got rid of it. Okay, let's see. Before we stop, let's have a quick watch of, or actually, let's just shut down because I hate this APU sound. Super annoying. Let's shut that down. Go to instant replay. We'll do 360. That wasn't enough. 400 should be okay. Yeah, looking pretty good. Not the best here. Here you can see the difference with good photoreal near the airport. I like to keep this, but sometimes I have to change it if it looks too off. It's sometimes just, you know, totally different color than the rest, and then as long as they, you know, the runway looks good, I'm fine. Yeah, here we go. Pretty good landing, I would say. The only thing I did forget was the spoilers, so, you know, can't win them all. But other than that, it was pretty nice. Fully acceptable landing and approach, I would say. Nice to see the approach working with the autopilot, and same with the INS working, even though it took a bit of time to realize that it's an heading controlled INS, which is sometimes the case when you have these kind of ad hoc solutions that aren't built into the aircraft itself. So just something to keep in mind. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. I'll happily share this aircraft, but I need to see proof that you own it, because it is a payware one, right? So can't share files just like that. But do reach out if you are a proud owner of the Captain Sim 727, and I'll happily help. With that said, thank you for watching, and yeah, have a great rest of the day. Bye bye.